Hey there, guess what happens in real estate? The same thing every spring. So, what do I mean by that? I have right here a slide of the pending and active inventory in King County. These are single family homes. I did not include condominiums on these charts. This is going from February 2022 to just last month, January. And what I want you to notice here is that yellow bar is the pending sales. So think of supply and demand. Pending is demand and active listings is supply. And notice how both in 2022 and now in 2023, we're seeing this uptick as the spring starts. What happens is home buyers enter the market in the early spring a lot earlier than sellers do. Sellers, I did this one for the prior year going back to 2021, that spring market. You see the same uptick. I could do this every year for 20 years at least, where the pending sales go up dramatically in January, February, March. And then what you see is the inventory kind of peaks in the summer. You see um, this mountain of inventory as the summer comes, like a hill, right? So the reason for that is because it's most homeowners, there's pride, and I get it. I was that way when I sold my home. I wanted it to look amazing. And so you want the garden to look good. You want the gutters clean, the windows clean. It's hard to do that in February. I mean, the weather just doesn't cooperate. So that is why we see sellers come onto the market later in the year, where buyers are excited, after Super Bowl, after the winter storms, and they're thinking of the new year, their goals. And as soon as, February weekend comes along, there's not a lot going on. It's like, hey, let's go look at houses. And then they don't see very many. And then the ones they see sell right away. And so it creates a cyclical event of this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy of quick, get out there and buy a home. So let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about home ownership rate. So I'm telling you what happens every spring. And the reason I'm doing this is so many people are coming to me and saying, what's the future of real estate? Like, are we going to see a crash? So let's talk about two reasons that that's not going to happen. The home ownership rate for households under 35 years old, according to the US Census, is still only at 35%. The good news is that it's up a whole percentage point, but it's still very low. And why does that matter? Well, if we look at home ownerships in the whole US, you can see that, we're typically in the 60 percentile, meaning of households in the US, 64% are homes where they own the home, and then the remaining percentage is people who live with family or rent. And if you are under the age of 35, there is a 75% chance that you don't own a home right now. And there's a big chunk of you that want to buy a home. And remember, this age group is larger in population than the baby boomers. They're incredibly impactful in what they do in the economy. The last thing I want to share with you is that because we've had these low interest rates for so long, that if you are in a home right now and your mortgage is less than 3%, and you're looking at moving to a new home and your mortgage is going to now be 5.5, 6%, well, you start to rethink your moving plans. And so we have what Bankrate is calling a seller strike. I'll put the links to these articles below, but this is what I just want you to be aware of. The housing market is tricky to predict. There's a lot of moving parts, but we know what happens in the spring. We're off to a roaring start already. I'm seeing homes that, last month I would have said, hey, it's not uncommon for a home to be on the market 30 to 60 days. And I'm seeing them go pretty quick right now. So message me today and we will talk about the real estate market as it pertains to you. Have a great day and thanks for watching.